Hey everybody, Nate here. We've got a different video today. We're not actually opening stuff, but rather we are going to be reviewing cards that I will be submitting for grading. In the past, probably couple months, I kind of jumped the gun and just bought a lot of Pokemon cards all willy-nilly without really weighing cost, potential return value. So this year I want to be a lot smarter with my investments. Last year was fun, it was crazy, was riding that hype, and now it's like, okay, let's calm down, let's dial it back a little bit, and let's think about these. Also, quick plug, this is a ramen shirt, it's still available, sharkrobot.com/NateWantsToBattle. Go over there and get yourself a shirt. All right, so if you look here, we have a stack of 30 cards that I will be sending in. Now, I'm not getting them graded by PSA, at least not at the moment, because PSA is so backed up. I don't even know if they're taking submissions right now, but PSA and Beckett are way the hell backed up. So we're not going to submit to that. Right now I am submitting to SGC, which is a grading company that I'm still doing some more research on, but I already submitted a few things. So once I, get those back, we'll learn a little bit more. I also plan on making a video comparing grading PSA graded cards by SGC to see how similar they are. So once that happens, that should be interesting. So the first 20 or so cards are going to have the value up on the screen at, let's just say, a PSA 8. Most of these are going to be PSA 8. I think PSA 8 tends to go for just above market value, and we're going to see what that goes for. So those will be on screen, and then towards the end, we have a bunch of stuff where I actually have some prices pulled up, and we'll have a better idea in real time what we'll get. So first of all, the first card we're doing, of course, we got to have a Zoroark. Zoroark GX. I know this isn't a very valuable or rare card. I do have a plan. I have a goal for my collection. In 2021, I want to have every single Zoroark card graded, eventually PSA 10, but for now, at least every graded card. I have the both Hidden Fates Zoroarks, and those are really cool. So we'll get this one graded. I think this one is actually pretty good. The centering, it's hard to tell because I put it in a championship sleeve rather than a clear one, but from what I can see, the centering's maybe a little bottom heavy. I'm not quite sure about the parameters because I'm not a grading expert, but overall this is packed fresh. That should be good. Like I said, the first ones of these, so for here we have this one. I already have this in a PSA 10, but I'm not going to say no to another of my favorite card graded. So I'm going to send this in. I definitely see a little bit of left heavy alignment, but it's still not too bad. It might be within parameters. Who knows? This one, we can actually look at the back here. The back is a little bit right heavy. It's not too bad, but we'll just have to see. I think overall, there isn't too much white. And the corners look pretty darn okay to me. So I think this one's a 9 contender. I try not to get my hopes too high for 10 contenders because, be realistic, 2020 has proven that high expectations are not welcome in this world. Next, we have this beautiful pull. I'm also going to try to remember which of these I pulled versus bought. These are both pulls, and so is this one. Now, this one was not on a video or a stream. This was a Lonely Boy pull, and boy, oh boy, it was nice. This card actually has some decent memories to it, even though it was really recent. I was opening these packs on a particularly rough day, and then this Rainbow Lapras showed up. I was like, hey man, you'll be fine. And I'm like, all right, that's chill. But centering looks great. It's kind of harder to tell on these because there's only so much space you have to gauge off of, but overall, that looks pretty even to me. There is no way for me to tell how the top centering is, so I have to assume that it's decent. The back looks awesome. Back centering is really good. Let's hope for, yeah, this is pack fresh and there isn't any fraying, any corner issues. Fingers crossed for another 9 on here. Next, we have this Rayquaza GX. It is shiny. This one was a purchase. I really, really wanted this card graded for my personal collection. Oh yeah, some of these, I need to say which one I plan on keeping personally and which ones I plan on selling. This one, if it grades well, I'd like to sell. This one, I'm undecided because I have it in a 10, but I might keep it for a while. These also at a PSA 10 sell for like 50 bucks. So it's kind of on the lower end. So the Zoroarks might be for me, but this Rayquaza, now the left is definitely heavy. So centering is very obviously not perfect, but it might end up in the parameters. The corner here, it's actually hard to tell. Hold on. I'm actually going to take this one out because this one I would like, I don't know, maybe I'll keep this because I love this card. This is such a good card, but let's see. The corners look great. The back is, yeah, you can see there, this is the heavy side. So it's still not the end of the world. So maybe we can get an 8 with this. The thing is with graded cards, if they're in decent condition, like they're gonna sell for more than just loose ungraded, no matter what. So if the card's of enough value, like a Charizard can get like a 5. And if you pulled it from a pack, then you're good there. And there are some Charizards down here. And we're gonna see those in a bit. But next we've got this beautiful Ho-Oh GX. Really like this card. This was a pull from the other day. Centering, you can definitely see it's right heavy over there. And a little bit, is it bottom heavy? It might be, who knows? I don't judge it though. It's beautiful the way it is. But overall, this is a really cool one. I don't think this one has a ton of value, so this one is probably a personal card. I just like it. Ho-Oh is one of my favorite legendaries. Grossly underrated. We have here this dope ass Rayquaza EX full art. I can't remember if this was a pull or a purchase. I want to say it was a pull because I don't remember buying this. But the centering is actually really, really nice on this. Maybe it's the slightest bit top heavy, but it's really not that bad. I love the textured cards. The full art textures are some of the best parts about Modern. When we look at the back here, centering looks pretty good. Okay, I see white stuff there, so I need to check. Okay, we have some stuff. Oh man, I did not see the condition of the back before choosing this. So you can see this corner. This corner's got some fraying. Man, it's not horrible. I'm still gonna submit it. I think this one was a personal card anyway, so it'll be nice to have it in a nice graded frame. Also, it wasn't even in a sleeve. This one might have been from someone's collection I bought. I forgot that that's also an option. All right, so not super high hopes for this one, but still want that card just for the art itself. I want it in a case. Up next, we have this shiny Darkrai EX. I think this was one of the first openings I did on a stream a couple months ago. The centering, as we keep on talking about, you know, take a shot every time I say centering and then, you know, you die. But this one looks really nice. Actually, I want to take this one out as well. These full arts deserve a decent examination. Back looks really nice. We don't have any white crud on it. The edges barely have any whitening. Corners are okay. That corner's okay. And those corners look pretty okay. This one looks okay. Maybe we can pull a 9 for this. We have this Alakazam EX full art. This is, I think, the biggest hit in Fates Collide. If not, it's definitely in the top 3. Unfortunately, the centering is pretty right heavy. And no, the top is fine, but it's definitely right heavy. But this is the only one I have of this. I don't think this is worth buying on its own to get graded. So I'm just gonna go ahead and submit the one time I pulled it. I think it's still pretty good. The back centering looks pretty good. I think that looks nice. We've got really clean corners on this one. I know it's hard to pick up on the camera, but that looks pretty nice. This corner is weirdly like not rounded. That corner is questionable. That if anything brings it down, it's gonna be that. And the slide off centering. So maybe Nate, but still, cool card. Great card. We're starting to get into more vintage stuff. We have a first edition Rockets Trap. I really, really want some more old stuff graded. And we have this Holo Rocket Trainer. We have Jessint, or maybe it is Jessie. But this is one of the few from not a fresh pull that is actually in pretty good condition. Let's see, the centering is pretty good. It's pretty okay. We have light, very light on the corner fray. It's not too bad. The sleeve got a little folded over there, so I can't really tell with that one. But overall, I think this one looks great. I think a card from 2000 graded at an 8. That's a holo. First edition too. I think this is going to get us some value, so this would be a cool one to sell. We have Misty's Determination. This one is completely for me, you know. OG waifu for Laifu, got the full art. This is one of my favorite pulls from Evolution. The centering is pretty darn all right. Maybe left heavy, but barely. But I love this card. I love this art. It's so good. It is so nice. And I don't even know what it would resell for, if anything, but this is definitely for my own collection card. But yeah, if we got like a 9 for this, oh, that'd be nice. We have here a Pikachu, straight up Pikachu from base set Unlimited. I don't know how the back looks, and I don't want to take it out of this case. But if we look at that corner, we look at that corner, we look at that corner. That corner might be a little weird. We look at that corner. That's all fine and dandy. The centering on this, in my opinion, looks awesome. I'm looking at every side over and over and over again. If I had to choose one side, maybe the bottom's a bit heavy, but like, dude, this looks great. This looks awesome. For the old stuff, I can't tell you if it was a pull, if it's from my old collection, if it's one I bought recently, but overall, this card is great. Assuming that the back is consistent with the front, at least somewhat. I think we have hopes for this little guy. Which, by the way, we're gonna do a follow-up video once these are graded and back, and we'll see what we got. Now, of course, after Pikachu, we have Raichu, Fossil Unlimited Raichu. Let's see. Once again, centering looks really, really nice. I think left might be a bit heavy, but that still might be within parameters. The corner there is good. Corner there is good. Corner there is good. Corner there is good. I do see, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but very, very, very mild fraying on the side. I saw a bit of the hollow reflection. So maybe that'll bring it down to like an 8. But still, an 8 for this vintage. Oh, how's the hollow scratches? Bro, I don't actually really see any. That foil is really, really clean. I'm actually very impressed by that. I thought this was going to be way more scratched up, but that's gorgeous. So pretty good hopes for this one too. Next up, we have a base set Unlimited Gyarados. This card is gorgeous. I love this art. This is one of those classic OG chases. Let's see, the left is a little bit light. So I think we're top right heavy. So that's probably going to bring it down. But everything else, I think, is looking pretty good. How's the back centering? The back centering is pretty okay, but now I'm seeing white stuff, so I need to take this out of here and get a better look. All right, what the hell is that? What is that? Does it come off? It does not. That really sucks. So let me look at the foil. Hard to tell with this one, but I don't think there's much scratch. Oh, we've got a little scratch right there. You can see the foil coming through. Okay, so this looks like it might have been lightly played. So unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna do that well. Maybe we can get a 7 for it. I'm also like just getting honest guesses out of it. I don't even know what really qualifies for a score to be lower that much. So maybe we'll just say this Gyarados is probably gonna be a 6. And hopefully we're surprised. But still, you know, one of the big chases from base set graded. It's pretty safe. We have this gorgeous Zapdos, this hollow, this foil. I'm seeing very little scratchage. Oh, no, at the top. Shoot, we got foiling. All right, so we have some scratch edges. The centering looks pretty okay. The left looks a little bit light. That's kind of a bummer. How's the back? The back is pretty okay, actually. Yeah, you can see the edges are a little bit worn. Got a corner right there. So, man, we can hope for a 7 on this. What does a PSA 7 Zapdos go for? Dang. Okay, so those still go for anywhere between like $80 to $120 from what I'm seeing at a 7. So if we can pull off a 7, then I think we'll still have some value here. After that, we of course have the Moltres. Got to go with the Zapdos. The Moltres is in much better condition. This thing, oh wait, do I see a scratch? I might be eating. No, I don't see. There's like the slightest thing there maybe, but it's really hard to even capture on camera. There you can kind of see it. It's not too bad. The edges look really good, I hope. That's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Centering on the back is nice. All right, so on the back you can see a little tiny bit of white. It's not horrible. Maybe we can pull an 8 with this. If we could pull off an 8, that would be dope. Yeah. Moltres. Oh, that's a first edition. What does, let's see. We have a PSA 7.5. Goes for like 50 bucks. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad. It's hard to find unlimited ones because most of the recent sales are first edition. So I don't know. All right, here's one. PSA 8. The Hollow Fossil went for $80. That ain't bad. Next, we have the Fossil Dragonite. Even though this is one of the biggest hits, the foil definitely has some scratching. The centering is left light. I noticed with a lot of the older ones, it's less about which side is heavy and more about which side is light. Because you see the top and right and even, well, no, the bottom. So I guess this one's just kind of off center, top right. So centering, not good, but still could be good. We're getting to the point where I actually want to look up the values of these because these are going to be the big hits of this batch. The back is a bit rough. That is not fun for me. Yeah, you can see we have white along here, mostly white on the corners. Let's look this up really quick. Okay, it's really hard to find. The last 2 7s sold I can find on eBay went for $150 and $300. So let's say a PSA 7's, I don't know, 200. So maybe for a 6 we can get 150. I think that's pretty nice. But also I might just be holding on to this one as well as the base set hits, because these I'd like to think are only going to increase in value. Next, we have this Pichu. This one I wasn't initially going to get graded, but I looked it up and apparently this thing goes for a decent amount. So this is a movie promo. This is Pichu number 172, reverse hollow. PSA 9 goes for 75. And I wasn't going to get this graded, but I saw that the condition is actually pretty darn okay. So it's a contender for a high grade. And when I looked up what this might go for, I was pleasantly surprised. So let's get a better look at this guy. The centering's really good. The foil is, dare I say, immaculate. I'm not seeing any scratches. The back also looks really nice. Centering is maybe a little right light, but aside from that, this thing looks great. So I think this might come back and surprise us. And you can tell by the back, but of course we have to have an Ancient Mew in the set. This is also one of my favorite cards, probably in the top 5. And I want to snag a few more, but these boys, these are so cool. I also can't remotely tell what condition would be considered good or not. Like this, it looks good to me, but aside from centering, I don't know what qualifies. But we have this lad. We have this shiny lad. PSA 10 goes for, it looks like $200 to $300. 9 goes for 100. So if this thing's in as good a condition as I think we'll have something here. But I don't know if I can part with this one. It's so gosh darn pretty. Here we have Sabrina's Gengar. I really like this card and I wanted it to go with this first edition Haunter. Like these two graded next to each other, I think would just be beautiful. And from what I can tell, there isn't really any whitening on the sides. These look pretty pack fresh. The backs look great. The Haunter has some light fraying on the side there, but it's not too bad. The Gengar looks awesome. That is the main thing. The Gengar looks great. I think these two together is going to be nice. Here we have a Blastoise GX. This one, I don't know. I really like this card, and I just want to see how good it really is by somebody else's parameters. But nonetheless, you can see it's a bit left heavy right here. This one was definitely a pull. I think I pulled a couple of, wait, no, this is promo. I'm thinking of the Evolutions one. I don't remember what this is from, but dope card. What do we got here? A little bit top heavy, a little bit left heavy. Not horrible. The foiling, the texture, it looks really good to me, but what do I know? Centering on the back is not great. We have some light fraying on the bottom, but I mean, overall, we might have like maybe a 7 on our hands, maybe an 8. The last one I could find of this sold was an 8.5, and it went for $35. So not awesome, not horrible. A PSA 10 goes for $140. So this is gonna be a keepsies for me. Maybe if it goes up, but not likely. All right, now we get into the interesting stuff. We have a base set to Blastoise. Now, I didn't see this until today, but this gosh darn corner is gonna heck this whole thing up. But I'm still gonna submit it because this old stuff graded can still turn a profit. The centering is pretty okay. Barely light on the left, at least from what I can see. The other corners, are pretty all right. The back, we have some fraying up top. So with this one, I went ahead and looked up a PSA 5, and that one goes for $350. So $350 for a 5. I don't even know what a 10 would go for, but oh wait, no, that was unlimited. What does a base set 2 go for? It is hard to look this up because it's only bringing up basic base sets. A loose ungraded base set 2 goes for like 150. So I gotta think, oh, they go for like 90 to 150. I gotta think that a 5 would go for that. So if it's graded, that's just nice, but I don't know. Who knows? This one's kind of a wild card, but I'm gonna go ahead and not have high hopes for it. That's just such a pretty card, and it's the only, I think this is the only vintage Blastoise I have that isn't submitted. I did have a batch submitted a couple of weeks ago that I should have made a video on, but I didn't. But we'll go over those grades when those come in, as well as going over these grades when they come back. Here we have a big boy. We have this thick Neogenesis Lugia. It's unlimited, not first edition. It's not the freaking $150,000 or whatever listing. This thing looks really nice. Like, the back is in such better condition than I thought it would be. There is just barely anything on this corner, and that's the only thing I can see. Centering is very nice. The foil texture, I don't think I can even see scratches on it. Like, barely anything. The front looks great. I've got hopes for this one. A PSA 8 of this goes for $600. That is insane. A PSA 9 goes for $900. So if we can get something decent, if we even get an 8, this is going to be one of our biggest hits. I also just noticed that this is not in a sleeve, so we gotta get you in there, bub. I can't even remember where this one came from, but I am happy to have it. Next, we got a first edition Dark Charmeleon. This guy, this is the cut up top is a little weird, but overall, I think everything looks good. The back has some slight white up top and in the corner, but it's really not that bad. The centering looks really nice. The front doesn't look scratched or scraped or buffed or anything at all. So I wanna hope that this is an 8, and an 8 goes for, I think, anywhere between $70 to $100. It looks like it goes for $100 even. So $100 for a Dark Charmeleon at an 8. I'm on board. Next, we have this dope card. We have the Legendary Treasures Charizard. This isn't a Charizard I see a lot of people have talked about in their collection, whatever you want to say, but it's a Zard. You get a Zard graded, that's bank. That's something right there. But overall, I'm having a hard time seeing how good the foil is, because the foil kind of has a texture that already looks scratched. Because it's like, oh, that hologram's actually dope. But you can see that it's, you know, a lot of horizontal lines, which, you know, that makes it harder to tell if it's scratched. But centering looks great. Card quality is great. The back of this is beautiful. This is gorgeous. I see very little. Maybe there's a tiny something right there. But overall, I want to say this could be a 9. If this is a 9, this is a $200 card. And that here's hoping. We have next the Hidden Fates Charizard GX promo. This guy right here at an 8 goes for about $40, which is so crazy to me how a like good graded Charizard can go so much more than like a top graded Zoroark. That's just me, that's biased. But overall, centering is just barely right heavy. I have a hard time telling with the GX cards if the sides are frayed or bad, or I don't know. I want to say this is going to be an 8. This looks like a contender for an 8 because this is pack fresh. Well, this is box fresh. We can get $40 for this guy. We have this chonky chonk boy from Evolution's Mega Charizard EX. I have a couple of these. I specifically chose this one. This one to me is in the best condition because they're all pack fresh, but this one has the best centering. So we got some of this. It's hard to tell. Maybe it's left heavy. Who knows? The back looks really nice. I see just barely like a dot. I see a dot right there. But overall that's good. Maybe it's a little right heavy. But this guy at a 9, and I think maybe this is a 9. I actually can't even find it. Oh, this guy at a 9 goes for $250, and that's please 9. Wait, except I just saw a 9 that sold for, wait, I need to go to sold. All right, JK, $150, which still, hell yeah. Next, we have the reverse holo Charizard from Evolutions. The centering on this is not really that great. We got a little right heavy, but still very nice. The foil is not going to be scratched because this is a pack fresh one. This was a pull. Centering on the back looks really good. I'm seeing little to nothing on the sides here. And this at a 10 goes for $150. At an 8 goes for $100. So if we can get an 8 or a 9 on this, we got $150 right here. Next up, we've got the Evolution's big boy. We've got the straight up Charizard from the 2016 pack. Unfortunately, this pull is right heavy, so that's kind of a bummer, but the foil is still very nice. The sides, let's see here. Sides are looking really good. Back's looking clean. Corners are looking clean. Oh, them bottom corners. I've been neglecting those. There's a little tiny something right here. But at a, what is that? At a 9? 9 goes for $300. An 8 goes for about $150. So once again, if we can score an 8, we're good. And then we have a hella big boy. We have this chonky chonk shiny Charizard V. Now, this was a purchase. It wasn't a pull. I think the market price for this, the medium, is around $290, which is about what I paid for this. That's a hell of a lot of money for one card. But if you're getting this graded, it's probably going to be worth it. I can't really find prices for an 8 on here, but from what I see, a 9 goes for $800, anywhere from like 6 to 8. We have a PSA 9 that sold for $500. PSA 9 that went for $500. We have a PSA 9 that went for $800. I don't know why that one went for so much. Yeah, So overall, let's just say at a 9, this goes for 400. And at an 8, maybe it'll go for 350 then. Maybe 3 or 350. So we get this graded, and either it's in the collection and it looks really cool, or we sell it and then we just get the money back and we have a cool card out graded in the wild, and it's a good time. So that is what we're going to be submitting. We have this really cool stack. I'm super stoked to see what becomes of it. So hopefully in maybe like a couple months, we'll be able to revisit this and see what comes of it, and it'll be great. So drop a comment, make sure you subscribe, all that stuff, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm definitely going to be submitting a lot more cards pretty frequently, so it'll be fun to document this endeavor.